It's a little embarrassing when your whole theological system is built on a misunderstanding of one verse. But Calvinism manages to pull this off so effortlessly. So let's examine Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 and 9. In Calvinism, you can't believe because that would be a work. Even though we are told to believe, even though we're commanded to believe. So they have a theological problem. To get out of that problem, they misunderstand Ephesians 2, 8 and 9. That verse says, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." All right, before we go any further, can I ask a favor? 85% of my viewers have not subscribed. If you like this content, please subscribe and please share with a friend. Okay, back to the content. Now the big question is, what is the gift being spoken of in this passage? Most Calvinists misunderstand it to be faith, and they are required by their theological system to make this mistake. But when we dig into it, we see that the gift is salvation, not faith. From the construction of the sentence in the Greek, the gift can't be faith. The word faith is in the feminine, but the word that is in the neuter. The genders do not match up. And that would not be the case if faith was the gift being spoken of. The best way to understand this verse is that it is salvation that is being spoken of. Calvinists still might not agree with this, and if that's the case, I suggest they read what John Calvin has to say about this in his commentary in Ephesians 2 and 9. Specifically, he said, instead of what he had said, that their salvation is of grace, he now affirms that it is the gift of God. Did you get that, folks? John Calvin believed that salvation is the gift of God in this passage, not faith. But maybe you're saying to yourself, listen, I don't understand arguments based on the Greek, Sean. Can you make it more simple for me using the English Bible? And the answer is yes. I can absolutely make it more simple for you by pointing to the context. Ephesians 2, 8 and 9 do not appear in isolation. And if we read Ephesians 2, 1 to 7, we will see that the context is salvation, not faith. In fact, the word faith is not mentioned in verses 1 to 7. As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the Spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our flesh and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature deserving of wrath. But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved. And God raised us up with Christ and seated us with him in the heavenly realms in Christ Jesus, in order that in the coming ages he might show the incomparable riches of his grace, expressed in his kindness to us in Christ Jesus. For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. So it is not only the construction of the Greek that indicates that faith is not the gift being spoken of in this verse, but it is also the context of the passage. No wonder non-Calvinists say that context beats Calvinism every time. It's true. And so Ephesians 2, 8 and 9 are one of the Calvinists' favorite verses. But they shouldn't be. It doesn't support their false system of theology. If you think this channel might interest you or benefit you, I encourage you to subscribe and to share with your friends. Remember, you have free will. You can freely choose to subscribe and share. Until next time, God bless.